Okay, in this video, this is about in a grocery store, and so in order to not show people who, with their masks on or not, just according to the video surveillance and privacy laws and consideration, you will see a screen come up that says donations, blah, 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 and the audio will continue, but it's the reason that screen is there is because people are walking in front of the camera, and I have to cover their appearance and delete it out of the video. So you'll see this frequently, a number of times, and that's what's happening. One of the interesting things about the virus reporting is that they report the cases like over 1 million in India now, or these kinds of things to makes you very scared of the contagious nature of it. But realize that, as the hospital has said, 80 to 85% of people who test positive experience little or no symptoms. Well, so all these people walking around with masks may well have the virus and not even know. And the recovery rate is 95%. So what's the big deal? Now, why are the cases being reported rather than the deaths? Because the virus, like all viruses, for flu and everything, have very high contagious rates, but they're not life-threatening. Now, is that why the paranoia, you see, it's so easy to create paranoia because people aren't thinking about the fact that the deaths are not being reported. I was noticing the statistics out of China, and it's been a very long time since the deaths have increased. Yet, the number of cases around the world has skyrocketed, but not the deaths. Why aren't the deaths being reported then? Everybody's walking around with masks. And to justify the Federal Reserve and Interbank of diluting the U.S. dollar more and more to get to China, getting them to let an interbank branch there. Again, look at the death rate, but the number of cases going up to 1 million in India, what difference does it make? If it was 5 million, if they got little or no symptoms, how can you distinguish whether you're just hot because of the sun and you have a virus? And maybe it's not this virus, see? Maybe it's another virus. You see, the confusion is just like McCarthyism, the drug scare, the Yellow Peril. You see, it's something that's being promoted in the U.S. and around the world this time, because what's happening, if the Federal Reserve and Interbank people do what they're walking in that direction, it'll be extreme difficulty for the world and all the other countries. You see, so there's a huge amount of money to be made by the Interbank people in what they're doing. Is that why they're doing it? I don't know. You want to speculate on the motives? It doesn't matter. They're walking in the direction of doing that. And notice that the number of cases being reported is virtually insignificant. It's the number of deaths. Now there is where we don't need to control the spread of the virus. If there's little or no symptoms, how do we even know? See what I'm saying? So there's some very real things to work out, because the death rate is real, but it is not nearly very important. See, nobody's really assessing the situation except the governor of Georgia is now challenging the mask law. You know, good job, just saying. Well, you know, another interesting thing, you see signs at the beginning of a department store, grocery store like this, and it says, if you're together, like, you know, a couple or a family, please shop 6 feet apart. That's right. The sign. Major chain said, if you are a family or a couple, 2 or more people, please shop separately 6 feet apart in the store. Okay. This has gone nuts. So the real question is why? When it's obvious it isn't necessary, who's creating the impression that it is in such depth?